Hello, hello again. Paige Panzarello here, the Cashflow chick, and we are talking about the wonderful world of notes and note investing. And today I wanted to discuss a couple different things. Most people look for deals and money. Doesn't matter what investment vehicle you're looking into to start investing. Those are the top two things that people look for: deals and money, money and deals. We're going to talk about deals today. Okay, so I'm often asked, is there competition in note investing? And yes, the answer is yes. Like any form of investing, there is definitely competition. However, I like to call it the gentler form of investing. And this space is more collaborative than it is competitive. Okay. Now, that's not to say that there are not other note investors that might be bidding on the same tape. Remember, we talked about tape last time. A tape is basically just an Excel spreadsheet that lists all the assets that are for sale from the bank. Okay. And I should say asset manager because there are many different places and entities that sell notes. There's banks, and we're going to talk about sourcing deals in just a minute, but there are banks, there are hedge funds, there are other note investors, there's brokers, there are people that are seller finance notes. So there's a variety, there's credit unions, hard money lenders, all different kinds of entities that sell notes. So let's call it the asset manager, right? The asset manager sends the tape, the Excel spreadsheet that lists all of the assets that they have for sale, okay? All right, so yes, there might be other note investors that are bidding on the assets on the tape. So there is some competition there and you want to be cognizant of that, but it's not like the crazy real estate market where you're overbidding asking prices for broken houses, right? This is a lot more gentle. We do everything, like I said in through the last video, through email and the computer, so internet, email, and phone. I don't have to go and look at the houses inside the houses. As a matter of fact, we can't, which is why we are able to buy them at such a big discount. We have to create that equity cushion just in case. But we do an evaluation. Again, we'll talk about the evaluation and having boots on the ground to go see the property. I just don't get on a plane to do it, right? But it's a lot more gentle in terms of your investing and spending your time sourcing your deals. Now, and you don't have to worry so much about competition. There is competition, but again, like I said in the last video, that this is, if the deal does not conform to you, then you just don't do the deal. It's that simple. And I want to tell you, everybody, notes has been around for a really long time. Life happens every day to people. Think about this: death, divorce, downsizing, they lose their job, they have a decrease in their income, right? They have a medical condition. Life happens every day to people. So there's always going to be product, always. Sometimes there's more product than others, but there's always going to be product. And there are always going to be asset managers looking to sell that product to you. The other really cool thing about notes and note investing is that if you are new, you don't have to do this fake it till you make it thing. As a matter of fact, I strongly discourage you to do that in this space because it's very reputation based. Asset managers just want to know that you're going to perform. That's all they care about. That's really all they care about. So if you're new, it's okay. It's okay to be new in this space, as long as you do what you say you're going to do. If you're a tire kicker, you do not want to be in this space, okay? Asset managers value their time just like you should value your time, just like I value my time. You must do what you say you're going to do. And if you're not going to do it, meaning if you have an offer in, it's called an indicative offer, to that asset manager, and the asset manager has agreed, he's basically pulling that asset off the market, okay, and allowing you time to do your due diligence. If your due diligence comes up with something that says, nope, I can't buy this asset for this reason, that's okay. But if you just change your mind and say, nope, I don't want, I don't have the money, I just wanted to see what this is about, you have wasted that asset manager's time. And believe me when I tell you, they don't like their time being wasted, okay? And word will get around that you don't do what you say you're going to do, okay? They have now pulled that asset off the market for other potential buyers, so be fair to them, okay? If you're a tire kicker, educate yourself first before you start making indicative offers. Okay, so, but asset managers on the whole, they do not care if you are new. They just want to know that you're going to perform, okay? So yes, there is competition, but it is the gentler form of competition. And a lot of people in this space collaborate together. So sometimes you'll get a tape that has it and it's called a pool buy, meaning you must buy everything on that tape. Most tapes you can cherry pick, which means you can pick 1 or 2 or 5. You have your choice. You don't have to buy every asset on the tape, but some tapes come across that you have to buy the whole tape. Okay. Again, this space is very, very collaborative. So other note investors oftentimes will get together and they will join forces and buy the tape. And then most times you have a little difference in the assets that you're targeting. So sometimes there's a little overlap, in which case you can do it lottery style and figure out who's going to get what asset. But again, this space is very, very collaborative, okay? Much less competition and much more collaborative between the different parties. Okay, so let's talk about how do I find deals, because that's another thing, that's one of the main things, deals and money, right? How do you find deals? Well, I will tell you, I spend $0, zero, none, nada, zip dollars on marketing for my deals. I do not knock on doors. I do not send yellow letters. I do not cold call. I don't do any of those things. I don't do flyers. I don't do bandit signs. None of it, right? I don't scour the MLS. I build relationships. That's it. That's how I find deals. And deals come directly to my inbox for free. Okay. So, oh my gosh, that sounds amazing, Paige. It sounds great. I don't have to chunk out $4,000 a month in marketing for my deals just to get that one deal, right? Tapes, by the way, are free. They're always free. If somebody says that they're going to charge you for a tape, please turn around and run in the other direction. They don't know what they're doing, or they're going to scam you. Okay, that's my opinion. But tapes are always free. Now, how do you get them to come to your inbox? You network. That's how you get tapes to come to your inbox. You go to conferences. There are many different note conferences that you can go to. So you go to conferences and you start talking to people. There are RIA groups, Real Estate Investor Association groups and clubs across this country that you can go to and start saying that you're interested in notes. You can go to, but there are note specific conferences that you can go to, that you can attend. So start attending those. Now, you can do cold calling for banks. And yes, my team I do subscribe to a service that gives me access to banks and credit unions. And we do a little bit of cold calling there, but again, it's more building relationships. I just let them know that I'm a note buyer and I'm interested in what they have to sell, and can they put me on their list, right? So when they have a tape available, they just send it to me. That's the extent of kind of cold calling that I do. Again, it's building relationships. Now, oftentimes, because I do perform and I've been performing in this space for a long time now, oftentimes I will get an asset manager that brings me a tape before anybody else sees it, because they know I'm going to perform. and I get the first 2 weeks to do an evaluation of this tape. Okay. Oftentimes that will happen. So if you do, now again, you've kind of got to pay your dues a little bit. You've got to do what you say you're going to do, and develop that relationship. And once you get 1 or 2 of those completed transactions under your belt, very often you might find yourself on the receiving end of a phone call from an asset manager that says, hey, do you want to look at this tape first? Right? That eliminates the competition completely. You get first pick, right? So I love this space because it gives you all those different opportunities. And again, I'm not getting the, the yellow letters torn into pieces and sent back to me. I don't know if any of you have ever had that, but when I was fixing and flipping, believe me, I had plenty of that. I didn't have to source 30 or 40 or 90 deals before I got that one. In note investing, I don't have to do that. They literally come to my inbox on a tape, and I get to pick and choose which ones fit my criteria, and I want to spend my most valuable resource and asset, which is my time. So I hope you find that exciting. Stay tuned because there's much more to come about notes and note investing. But really start to, your education. I have to tell you, I know all these videos have made this sound really great, but your education is really key. And so we're going to get into a little bit more in upcoming videos about exit strategies and due diligence, and that there are some pitfalls. Okay, so please, please, please be aware that if you don't educate yourself and you go into note investing, you could get hurt. But an educated note investor is a very powerful tool and can create their own wealth destiny. I'm living proof of it. So stay tuned. We'll talk about other education and exit strategies in upcoming videos. I hope that you've enjoyed this. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.